Oh, Mr. Speaker, umuntu akaqale ngekubonga lithuba aphindze abonge nebudget lebuya lapha ku-Minister Finance. Abonge nebahlonishwa, Mr. Speaker, that have debated so eloquently. Ngithi uma ngibuka le budget ya minister, it teaches me ukuthi we still have a long way to go to get to a point whereby our actions thinking is people driven. When I look at this budget, ngiyabona mina ukuthi the tendency that has been coming in for quite a long time iyachubeka ubhlungu kakhulu. Ngifuna kusho my leader ukuthi, but I trust God lokuthi the MPs that we have in the country and the MPs that are still to come, they'll be vibrant enough and straight enough on such issues in order to save our country from nasimo leskhona. Let me be straight to what I'm talking about. I'm happy lokuthi tolo mhlonishwa wosiya uphakamise indzaba yokuthi i-constitution ikhuluma ithini ngekuphatheka kwe-cabinet in terms of its composition. Ngicabanga ukuthi lo wenza le constitution abe ne-idea yokuthi mababanenge lababuya kubantu, but aba people driven in everything that they do, because kuhlukile ukuthi uke wema kubantu campaigner nekuthi akubabone usuke nje wangena e-office wase kuthiwa utawupursue public interest ungakahlali nayo one on one the public will understand. I think whosoever made the constitution was spot on that one. Let's start with litiko lengilibukile njenga chairperson la sport lithola 53 million lekulitiko lelinebantu laba around 70% of our population, 700,000 people babuya ka sport. Usho kahle umhlonishwa Manzini North lokuthi lo mnyuta uthi ikhona leyo mali ka education. I will say that's an insult to the people, because Eswatini is not the only country that have the sports ministry. If you go to our neighbors, lentiko lelo li close into the president's office, because bayata how critical that ministry is in changing letimilo tebantu, and ba understand ukuthi yini youth. They know that that country came to what it is through the youth. They treat youth with a high esteem. But like it's 53 million for the entire ministry. I budget lenga pants kwelitiko department yase correctional. In short, you are putting more money into the correctional facility. The more they engage, the more the sport correctional. But it's vice versa. That's why I'm saying this budget is not people driven. I'm not sure what the focus Mr. Speaker, in the interest of time, education. Honorable MT, I wanted to say, I believe labanda bakele le budget le banda babo bayafunza either in South Africa schools or in private schools. But banvana bala maswati bahleti abayo nasesondweni to make matters worse. And mina speaker ngikhona ka education ngiwafunile i-progress ku-Minister Education ukuthi what's the progress, stawuvula nini, stawuvula kanjani, ucala ini, kwendeka ini. Emehlweni ami wangitshela ukuthi kude iplan, i-portfolio yakhe wangitshela ukuthi kude iplan. Then nyalo la kune budget yaka education, I say kungaba kuhle ukuthi yonke le budget yaka education ikahambe yeke 60 yohlala up until uhulumende ete na solid plan kuthi kulabantwana bemaswati labangafunzi babe bantwana bethatha madev noma ke bantwana bebantu laba afforda bahambile baye overseas, bahambile basemaveni bakuma private schools. Laba labanye wakhiwa tilwane tanini tani laba bethu bantwana that have been made to be animals when babo bantwana but taken care of. Kungako ngithi I seriously move ukuthi i-budget yonke yaka education kuzevele nva uhulumende ayihambe bahlonishwa live lithembenini ayihambe nje ke 60 yopaka size sive lokusukuthiwani kutokuqala ke kuhlonipheka live kutokuqala ke kwathi ukuthi uhulumende webantu, the people must come first before acabange uhulumende. Angedlule Mr. Speaker kulendzaba yaka education ngiyakholwa lokuthi ngibuya ku social protection paragraph 62 mawuthi uyamfunza lo paragraph 62 uthi, Mr. Speaker, the country has successfully provided cash grants to persons with disabilities. There will be new additions to the beneficiaries list in 2021. Let me zero myself or narrow myself to this one, Mr. Speaker. Uneligama lelithi successfully done that. Esiphofwaneni bebangu 79 banle bathola igrant yekuphila nekukhubateka. Lihhovisi la DPM lasiniketa 20 masicela kwenda 99. Kulo 20 labasinikete yena kwasala 400 people living with disabilities, and lo 20 research yami it was across the whole country. Yonke inkundla 2020 kamkhweli nje kwabithi kwaphuma 4 kwasala abanye lo munye umphakathi wesibili wathatha loyo 4 nakhona wakhiwa lo 20 lo accommodate wabo, then kuphuma ligama kuthiwa it has successfully done that. When you have covered 20 and left out 400, you call yourself you have successfully done that. To me it doesn't make sense, and to me it's an insult to the people of this great nation. We need somebody that's Magakipol Kama Atsi. I have successfully done that. That thing should be measurable. We must be able to account and see what's the 400. You push to this level, or else mau they budget to issues. Be straight. I wanted to achieve A, B, C, D, but ni benetingi ngana kulebe ngufuna ngakho. Than selling us, I'll say mbumbe. Selling us imvelo yathi ukuthi la ngaphandle abantu labanama disabilities banengi labangasitakali 20 against 400. You call it successful? To my mathematics it doesn't appeal. Angiqhubekele phambili my leader. Ngiye ku paragraph 67. If you look at paragraph 67, the government has allocated an amount of 1.3 billion for the Ministry of Agriculture. Ngibonile nasemaphepha nzabeni ushayelwa tandla lo 1.3 billion. Let me talk, Mr. Speaker, of the Malabo Declaration. La yathi kamhlophe hulumende. Buthi ispella clearly. Buthi agriculture is entitled, or agriculture must get 10% of the national budget. Kuzatokhona kustimulator imisebenzi yelive. Kutate ukhona ku contribute immensely into the economy of the country. If you look at 1.3 billion on the 24 billion, that is 5%. We are half of what the world is saying in making proper governance, in making systems that will help us generate money. Uthatha 10% of the budget, which will be what? 2.4 or so. Umfaka agriculture. Le youth labaqeda kukhuluma ngayo. That is 7,000. Lo 23% unemployment rate, you are guaranteed. But awuvula imisebenzi will have food security, because laga agriculture mau empower abantu ngale budget. Bacala ukuthi sebenda iyeke unemployment. Sitha sathi sifuna kwenda in, but sinema principles labekiwe lesingafuni kuwalandzela. We on COVID era. The COVID era, market avalwa sinoma kanjani. We rely on other countries for food. Sicheliwe lokuthi makunendeka kule budget yethu lesale 10% imiseka agriculture. Singaba live lelikhona kudondla. Accessibility of food to the people labale makaya will be easy if 10% is given to agriculture, but deliberately, because labanye bantu they're having it good. Bayamatlo 10% will empower lolumbofana. I say, if we're serious enough, let's get back to that. Let's give a budget according to lama pillars lesnigeto langama guidelines empower sive. We don't want to be like it's a feeding ranch kukwala bene babe nemali bathuthukwe ngoba la ngathi lo nje umhlonishwa lokwathenga X6 ngalomnye umnyaka, and he was taken to task because akubelieve ukuthi liswati kufuna libe nemali. Laza laba nale mali seliyahlola ukuthi kunjani. Let's empower emaswati. Ngicela ukuqhubekela phambili on the issue of roads, Mr. Speaker. Ngifuna kusho ukuthi umgwaqo losuka esiphofwaneni eMaloma bakubita MR14 42 kilometers. Ubese uyasuka eMaloma uyensalitshe ligama lawo seng MR21 34 kilometers. So uhamba lomgwaqo losuka esiphofwaneni uyensalitshe lohlanganisa inkundla uhlanganise ema-region 76 kilometers. How many years lo mgwaqo ungafakwa ita road? Uma ku prioritize ukuthiwa kutabana hundreds of millions akambe oyaphi walo hotel versus a need of kusuka esiphofwaneni uyofika lesayechegedeni angisakhulumi ngekufutharisha ngikhuluma nje ngekuregravela. They can't do it, but it's easy ukuthi akuhambe tisamba tiyela iICC because kukhona abantu mhlambe labajubelanako kulama contractors la ngala or else ba pursue mandate ya whosoever ngala lesive ke siyawunakwa ngamuphi umnyaka siyawunakwa bobani. There is no argument longa nginika yona la longa ngitshela ukuthi such a road losuke esipofaneni almost the center of the country kuyofika le tindimbane tebantu awukwati nokuthi ufuna ugravele let alone itha udala utocela amamillion nje wakhala hotel abakhona ke ufika esibhedlela ngale Timothy abakhona ukusebenza ku stimulating economy uva ngathi it's the last thing to do and we call it the government prioritizing the people. Now let's be honest, under the status quo we have not reached the stage whereby the people are priority. Under the status quo kukhona nje abantu abasese priority, and I'm saying to this house, let's not give up. We cannot give up now. We cannot sacrifice our people. We cannot let things go on like this. You may kill the prophet, but you cannot kill the prophecy. In the fullness of time, we long for a time whereby utasuhlethu liswati ungabhulisha ukuthi liswati mbamba alikhulumi kanje, where we separate fear and respect, silence and peace. Sibone ukuthi lo mntwana akayifuna respect le une fear. It's not peace, it's silence. Up until we reach that stage last aba robust khona sitacklishe ma issues singa intimidate, we will then have a country that is progressive. Ungafuni ukucabanga wedwa wathi silokucajangwe nguwe is complete. Allow us to criticize you and tell you ukuthi no ingqondo yakho icabanga from this angle. I'll be short, Mr. Speaker, and ngiyacela lokuthi le budget le uma isengabanaki labantu labakhala lemigwaqo yakithi ngiyacela mina lokuthi ishintshwe. Ngiyajabula lapha ngibona paragraph 97, the constitutional right of the people. Ngicela kucela uhulumende matise lokuthi bantu bane constitutional right to worship, ukhonta ngendlela abafuna ngakhona. I want to bring to the attention of this house ukuthi kungena kweliBhayibheli la akufananga nalamanye amave. Asicaphatane sodwa ngoba sicabanga kunemaswati langcono, but singabe sesethuka naNkulunkulu. Otherwise the budget lesibhizi ngayo la will be crushed to ashes. I'm putting in this thing because it's relevant to the budget. Konke lesikondako kungaba lead master wetzelela uNkulunkulu. 1836 inkosi somhlolo ibona liphupho siyalati iyatshelwa ngeBhayibheli. Same 1836 yakhothama bona ke amagama lashiwo ngumuntu usahamba. Years down the line, King of Swaziland sends 2 men wakakunene nawakamzebele to Pretoria bolanza leliBhayibheli because libonakele ukuthi liyafuneka. King Sobhuza II khiphe eMaswati ukuthi akahamba ufuna inyawo waJesu. Then boom, sekune lockdown kunama problems la khona even. First thing, hambani niyovala lisondvo all together. Hambani niyofaka inkanangana. You can't even say minimize church. You can't even say ababe ngi-20 wenda ngathi categorize the church as a gathering. I'm happy lapha efemini kuyasetshenzwa kugcwele. I'm happy Pick n Pay nakuphi kuphi ebhasini kuyasetshenzwa. But how do you insult God? Ulengisa inkanangana angasabuyiseli nabo 20. You are insulting God. You want God to protect you. I'm saying let budget if we continue moving along those lines, God will crush everything. One thing I like about God, He's very just. Shallow says tulo na shallow pants. It's unlike the other things. This one, He will not let it go like this. He is the owner of the church. It is time. Next time, third wave, don't rush to close the church. Rather minimize. On top of that, speak. That's wrong. You must know ukuthi masuka uNkulunkulu ayakaeli ayokhuluma naSamuel asetempelini abekhona tasemthethweni, but God decided to talk to Samuel. Uma uNkulunkulu asuka ngaSamuel ayobeka David, bethi khona lethi khokha lethi inkulu kwathi wona ngabathatha bangemakhosi wathi no sekuthi namunye lo muntu ngabathi kunye kwemfana. Don't undermine baprofeti baNkulunkulu. Ungabeki bosobhova mina mangikhulume nalo sengive makholwa kuphi lakhe lelisonto lokhuluma naye noma lemnikazi makachuza khuluma lomunye uyamblacklist uthoyitoya because he's speaking against lamandla lebuwaphethe. We will speak for God, for as long as we live. We decide to fear no one but God. We cannot handle to the next generation such a society that is afraid. We want to handle to future generations a society that is vibrant, a society that only respects. We cannot be traumatized. Sisaba khuluma, Mr. Speaker, ngikholwa ukuthi uhulumeni alihlonipha lisonto. Angeke ngikhulumele ma-imports, ngikhulumele konke bese ngishiya indzaba lemcoka. Na indzaba lethinzwa nge-MT yetshwala. Each time sekumele ukuthi kuyovulwa tshwala. I'm realistic here, I'm honest here, I'm having public interest. Each time sekumele ku-unlock lawo mabhizinisi lawo. Ngabe ngibani lokhubeka-ke bekunene? Lokumele ayosulutwa, kungakasulutwa yena ngicinisile ngeke kwenteke. We are held at ransom. Ngubani nibositshela ukuthi ngunangubani la khathe cabinet. Ngunangubani la khathe cabinet. Stock wathi lokuthi siphethwe ngubani la cabinet lonyanya abantu. Siyacela thina ukuthi lesiphophone nje amabhara liquidate. Lo liquidate lamabhara labantu abaqashwe lapha batawusebenza. Who will give the money? Kuvalwe ngoba lo tshwala vele beyathengiswa ngensense enyalo. Labantu bayathakwa but nale mali seyiphuma yoshona lekhashana. Kungcono kube lokuvaliwe abantu abakuthenga utshwala. Sebakuthenga ke illegal endaweni leti wrong. Sebadla nemvo le wrong. Ngiyacela mina. Ake sathi le live ngale maswati akusile ukuthi ngelazibani. Ake sonke nje sibe nelungelo lokukhuluma sithi singakhuluma kwenteke. Singa-intimidatani. Hey, so thina sebani thina labanye asena msebenzi ukuthi noma wenda in kuyasifananela. As long as my Father in heaven says yes to what I'm saying, then it's okay. Either I die or I live, get fun. Better I die on purpose than live on confusion. Hlonishwa wami, kunathi tonke lengitibekile, emphasize indzaba yemgwaqo. Losuku la siphofane niyofika le. Emphasize indzaba ka education. Ayihambe ke 60 up until kucatshwe lokuthi kwentekani. Hello, Makama, thank you so much for the time. And let's hold on. No night has ever been too long such that the sun never rises. Definitely the sun will rise. Thank you.